Hello, welcome to GAHFU Forum. My name is Cheryl Noralez, and today's segment is based on an article written by Ronnie Figueroa, Learning Garifuna Made Easy. The late Salvador Suazo wrote the following when explaining why the Garifuna alphabet must be standardized. He wrote in an article the following: the reason Garifuna language became standardized is simply because, without any grammatical rules and norms, how would you write the word six in Garifuna? Let us analyze the following combinations which are valid. There are over 54 variations of the way to write the word six in Garifuna. Please note that out of these 54 combination of words, not one is repeated. That is the reason we cannot have freedom of choice when it comes to writing our language. Which of all the examples given you think would be the right word to spell six? Sisi, S-I-S-I equals six. There is no stress mark on the first syllables because the rule says any two-syllable word is automatically pronounced putting the stress on the first syllable unless otherwise indicated, as in the case of the word ayi or aye, Salvador Suazo. As preview to what I'm about to share with you, I must say that Dr. Goldwasser used to emphasize the fact that Garifuna is a VSO language, verb, subject, object. In other words, the verb comes first, then the subject, then the object. English and Spanish, by contrast, are SVO languages. For example, Leibuga, águyo, Martin. Let me take you back to the very beginning in 2005. The Garifuna American Heritage Foundation United, GAHFU, through the initiative of me, Cheryl Noralez, started to organize Garifuna classes in Los Angeles and make them available to all interested in learning the language. But to do that, we needed teachers who were willing to share their knowledge and who were willing to work on Saturdays. The first two Garifuna teachers to answer the call were Mr. Melecio Gonzalez and Carlos Domingo Alvarez, with the collaboration of a trained instructor, Dr. Michele Goldwasser. She was a linguist and anthropologist who was very interested in the preservation and dissemination of the Garifuna language and culture. We utilized Maabatuwa Social Club as our home to teach the classes. Dr. Goldwasser was part of the board of directors of GAHFU, along with Dr. Katrin E. Gill, who is a doctor of medicine, owner of Verb Clinic in South Los Angeles. Another key board member is Mr. Clifford J. Palacio, a retired teacher in Belize and in Los Angeles. All of these three board members were also part of the creation of the Garifuna Language and Culture Academy, which was later renamed after Mr. Palacio, the Clifford J. Palacio Garifuna Language and Culture Academy. Through the help of Dr. Goldwasser, GAHFU was able to secure funding for the Academy for 7 consecutive years from the Alliance for Traditional Arts. Therefore, in 2006, we decided to move to the Blazer House on 48th Street, where the Academy was housed. Both Dr. Goldwasser and Mr. Palacio, given that they were trained teachers, helped to offer guidance to the teachers, Melecio Gonzalez and Mingo Alvarez, and the other teachers that joined the team with their teaching skills. Later on, and with the funding we had, GAHFU was able to compensate more teachers, such as Ruben Reyes, Dale Aranda, Jesse Nunez, Erica Zuniga, Georgette Lambe, Horacio Alvarez Chocolat, and the late Sidney Mejia. I remember vividly what Mr. Palacio used to tell us in regards to the Academy. We are here to learn how to learn to speak and write Garifuna. During all these years, we were able to amass a wealth of knowledge from Uruga stories to worksheets and puzzles. The team of teachers were able to improve their teaching skills, and they also started to get deeper and deeper into the language and grammar. There are lots of video recordings from the classes which are now available for free to view in YouTube's GAHFU channel. These videos range from grammatical rules, learning the parts of the human body in Garifuna, to Uruga storytelling. a tool which was well utilized by Mr. Palacio to teach the language. For example, he taught us the song Disi Simisi Harumatu Dipinyo Luanguleng, Buruba Apa Nienge Tida Gien, or 10 clean shirts hanging from the line. You continue counting down to 0, and that's how you learn the numbers. There are also videos where we discuss Garifuna history in Honduras taught by Mr. Gonzalez, to videos where the Academy welcomed an entire band called Pen Cayetano and the Turtle Shell Band. Pen Cayetano addressed the students, so did his band member of Mohaba Flores, Conrad Norberto Dua, Higgins, and Mimi Martinez. That's how the Garifuna Language Workbook was born. It was a product of the lessons taught by every one of the teachers. This workbook was written in collaboration with GAHFU by Dr. Michele Goldwasser, with the input of all the teachers and some revisions and feedback from the alumni students, such as Ben Flores and Bill Flores. If you want to learn the fun way, then you must examine the workbook. It is loaded with worksheets and puzzles, a fun and easy way to learn any language. I have been learning Italian, says Ronnie Figueroa, using Duolingo now for a couple of years. And some of the techniques used in the teaching tools are utilized by Dr. Goldwasser. She was ahead of her time. For example, translating everyday dialogue like Buiti Banafi, good morning. Buiti Banafi, Ida Binya, good morning, how are you? Magadirtina Agebuye, I am well, how about you? Then there are those exercises that are written in English, and you are to translate into Garifuna. For example, Monday, for, goodbye, hello, etc. There are crossword puzzles at the end of the lessons. The mechanics are that when given clues in English, you must translate them into Garifuna, and vice versa. When clues are given in Garifuna, you must translate them into English. There are also important countries, Abo, cities, Aburugu, villages, Udu, and islands, Ubohu, where we learn that the terms for places is Fulasu, and the names of places tend to be masculine. Let's not forget counting, Abahuduni, i.e. 21, Wayne Aban, and difficult to remember numbers for beginners, such like 60, Ura Wayne, which is basically telling you to multiply 3 Urawa times 20 Wayne, which equals 60. How about 70? Well, that would be Ura Wayne DC, all hyphenated, 1,000 Milu, and 1,000,000 Mu. Also bear in mind the first 3 numbers Abam Biam Urawa are Garifuna. There is also a section that addresses Eduhaguo, which are family terms commonly used, and familial terms may be expressions used in specific regions or expressions used in the past. For example, last born child, Adarahoni, brother or sibling, Ibiri, godparents, Ebenene, etc. Did you know the Garifuna alphabet is made up of only 23 letters and vowels, and that there are no letters C, J, Q, V, X, and C, but there are letters Che, Enye, and U. But when you write names of people, animals, and places, you are still allowed to use C, J, Q, V, X, and C. For instance, Juana and California. In March 2021, GAHFU decided to publish the Garifuna Language Workbook in 2 formats, Kindle and paperback, which are available through Amazon for $19.99 each. However, the workbook had been originally published by GAHFU in hard copy as of 2014. Today, both formats contain a link which allows you to download the worksheets and puzzles so that you could print them and practice the lessons without having to write on your paperback. The workbook was donated by Dr. Goldwasser to GAHFU for the preservation and dissemination of the Garifuna language and culture. The book is available worldwide, so that if you are in Latin America, Europe, or Asia, you can buy it at your local currency and deliver it as well. The link is listed below. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you get your copy of our Garifuna workbook. And thank you for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe to GAHFU channel, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.